I'm Kiki. Welcome back to Everything in Between. Super excited today. We have Miss Hannel Pina. I wrote this, I promise, but I'm not going to remember it all. So today we're joined by a dynamic woman who truly embodies what it means to balance ambition, leadership, and heart. She's a wife, a daughter, and a proud fur mom who has built a strong career in real estate since becoming licensed in 2016. She currently serves as a business development manager for Property Management Inc., one of the fastest growing property management franchises, where she plays a key role in driving growth and building relationships. Her passion for the industry extends beyond her day-to-day work. She also serves on the board of the Broward Division of the Miami Realtors Association and is actively involved in her community as a member of the historic Miramar Advisory Board. She brings both professionalism and authenticity to everything that she does, and we're excited to hear her perspective today. Please welcome Hannel Pina.
Wow. Not intimidating at all.
Welcome. So,
thank you.
I am very happy to have you here. I think that since we met, we both resonate, I think, quite a bit with one another. And I think it's already becoming a friendship, but I'm excited to see
I agree, yes.
goes. So I'm super excited. So we're going to start off with womanhood. We're both women in business, so it's only natural that we do that. Hannel, you wear a lot of hats, right? You're a wife, you're a professional, you're a leader. What does womanhood look like to you in this season of your life?
Wow, that's a deep question. What does womanhood look like? So as women in general, just minus the professional side, we wear so many hats because we are the wife, the daughter, the sister. If you have kids, you're a mom. And there's so many decisions that you're constantly making in your household, and, in your relationships in general. So to me, it's about grace, just having grace with yourself. I'm so bad at that. I'm probably my own worst critic. I'm sure a lot of women can relate, a lot of people in general. But to me this year, it's learning to show myself grace, learning to be graceful, learning to balance everything and understand that not everything has to be perfect. Sometimes things work out imperfectly, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's just learning to balance all of that at once and trying to be grateful each day for every little thing.
I love that. All right, amazing. Do you ever feel pressure to do it all? And I guess you're touching on that already. And have you learned to redefine what balance actually means for you?
Oh, have I? Of course. I used to be of that mindset of like grind, no days off and all that. And why do we do that to ourselves?
I don't know. I do it all the time. I talked to Jose about this, right? The balance it's hard. Like, I think naturally because we're so driven, or we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now. Plus having our full-time job of being wife and family member and friend, etc., and cleaning and cooking. It's just, I think it's very difficult. It's super challenging. We segment things. So we're going 100 miles an hour on 3 different, basically full-time jobs. And I think we're hard on ourselves across all boards of it.
That hustle mentality of no days off and grind until you die. No, live until you die. Enjoy something out of each day. Be grateful for each. So like, I'm thankful for slow mornings. I'm thankful for waking up, going outside, enjoying a little bit of sunlight before starting your day.
Right.
Just those little things that we sometimes don't stop to be thankful for, to appreciate, to take advantage of. I used to be part of that. Wake up at 4:40, 5 a.m., be at the gym by 5:30, start my day. Like, yes, I appreciate going to the gym in the morning and getting a workout in, but that nonstop every day, I thank God for COVID every day. COVID taught me how to pause. I think I very much needed that because I felt like before that I was headed towards of like a total breakdown.
Yeah.
So that forced pause in my life that I think we all needed really showed me how to appreciate just like the sunlight, just little things that sometimes we're so like go that we don't. So I don't necessarily slack, but I don't subscribe to that hustle mentality like I used to. It's not sustainable.
I feel like Cammie's done that for me. I didn't have anyone else to think about, right? It was just me. I was young, I didn't have kids. I wasn't even engaged or married at the time when I met Jose, obviously. I think that she put a halt to it real quick. And she's actually the reason that I even got into the business that I own, Homestretch, that we've worked together on, because I wanted something a little bit different. I didn't want to work constantly for someone else, plus be doing all the other things, plus have time for her. So yeah, God does give us these little, things along the way that tell us to just chill out, right?
Exactly.
Now, real estate, right, which is what we're here. So this episode is sponsored by Homestretch. I am a co-owner of Homestretch Southwest Miami and Broward. Love my business, love the people I've been meeting along the way. Hannel is one of the people I've had the pleasure of meeting doing this. So we're going to get into real estate at this point, right? So you've been in real estate since 2016. What's one lesson the industry taught you that completely changed how you approach both business and relationships?
So I've been a licensed agent since 2016, but we can go as far back as 2003.
Okay.
When I was 1, by the way. I was just 1. At the tender age of 1, I started in real estate, working in title. I worked for a title company for about 3 years. After that, I went on to work for a mortgage company. Mm-hmm. I was a processor. Okay. Got my my MLO license. I started originating loans. Mm-hmm. And I also, during that time, briefly worked for an appraisal company. Okay. And after that is when the market just took a tank, one bank closing after another. The crash of 2008 happened. I went back to college to finish my degree in advertising, and I went into corporate America. I worked for a local TV station in sales for about 4 years until I realized that corporate and I just don't mix. Right. And then that's when I came back into real estate as an agent. So it's been 20 plus years on and off in this entire industry. What it's taught me is to be flexible. You have to be like water. When you find the path of least resistance, you go in that direction, and there's always an opportunity. So when times are hard, interest rates are high, it's a buyer's market. There's, you cater to buyers. When opportunities, in case we have another, God forbid, 2008 situation where values drastically drop, there's a lot of foreclosures, and that's when you have your opportunity to invest and make some moves. So, right. And then that's when the investors come in and you take advantage of those as well. So there's always an opportunity. You just have to know which way to work the market and follow the wave. Yeah. Really ride the wave.
So, you've adapted quite a bit, right? You've had to pivot.
You have to. You have to be a chameleon.
That's a good analogy. Is that the word for that? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So we, as I mentioned, have had the pleasure of working together quite a few times. You continue to trust us with your clients. Yes. I think it's worked out in both ends, but I don't want to speak for you. I would love your brutally honest opinion on just your experience prior to Homestretch and how you used to prep homes for sale versus once we've been able to connect and created this partnership, the good, the bad, the ugly, before and with us. Go ahead and shoot.
Well, first of all, anytime you have to advise a seller that their house is less than perfect or it needs a little help getting there, that's always a tough conversation. And then it's even tougher to gather all the right people. There's a lot of moving parts. So if it's something electrical, if it's a roof, if it's a bathroom that needs a remodel, that requires a lot of characters. And it's hard to find those people readily available because when you have a listing that's ready to go on, how do you gather all those people to work with your timeline, you know? So I saw the value in Homestretch because of everything you guys offer. It's all in one. And I love the power team, the power couple, behind it. I think it's a great format because we, as you know, women, we balance out the men. It makes a great combo somehow. But I did see the value, and then I had the need at the moment. So I remembered when we met at the summit, right? And then that listing came up, that dreadful listing that I'm still working with a year and a half later. So when I saw the opportunity, I figured this was the right time to give this an opportunity to give you guys a shot, right? And no regrets whatsoever. We have learned a few lessons along the way. Like there's always going to be some transaction that stretches you further than you thought you could go, right? But that's if you're not growing, you're not living, so it's been great. I have no complaints. I feel like there's always feedback at the end that we have to gather, put our brains together, and just offer each other, hey, this is what we could do better next time. But I've loved working with you guys so far. I think you guys do great, very organized, very communicative, and so far I've had great feedback from my clients as well, so that's good.
I love to hear it. I think that's the biggest thing, right? No, especially, we're just shy of a year. Granted, Homestretch, so that you all know, is a franchise that's been around since 2019. It is a well-oiled machine, but we are coming up on a year of owning basically the South, West, Broward, Miami, South Florida area. So we are learning along the way as well. Hats off to Jose. No matter what, he figures it out somehow. That's our project manager. He handles that side of it. I think the biggest thing is having the willingness to understand, like, we could have done this better.
Yes.
How do we improve it on the next project? Having that open line of communication so that we continue to build trust within each other, and your clients continue to trust you, and the referrals come in, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
So we're not perfect, but we try to do an amazing job, and we always try to pivot where we need to make sure that this relationship continues to work well. Right?
Absolutely. So I see Homestretch as an additional tool in my tool belt. Yeah. So, hey, I have a vendor. They can do this and this and this for you, and they can do it in the quickest amount of time that you can get, 3 guys to come in and do all these different projects. So, yes, a matter of 100%, it's valuable to me.
I think you mentioned a word character, like different characters. I think that can be really difficult to work with as well.
That too.
I think we have like kind of a symbiotic relationship at this point where we can talk freely with one another. No one's taking things to heart. We understand things are constructive. We need to get in like at a certain time, like we make it happen, right? And vice versa. So I think that part's super important, is having a relationship where the characters mesh
100%.
instead of dealing with 4 or 5 different characters, contracts, vendors, etc.
Timelines and all of that.
Exactly. All right, awesome. Thank you. So this part is something that me and you have. Well, let me back up. So as a business development manager, your role is heavily relationship driven. What's your approach to building genuine connections while still driving results?
Oh, good question. I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
Yeah.
South Florida market is very tricky. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah.
This is not the kind of market where you build relationships by picking up the phone and cold calling people. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work out that way. Our market is very specific. You have to be out there. You have to network, you have to meet people face to face, shake a lot of hands, attend the events, and and also be genuine about it. So obviously somebody in a BDM role has to genuinely enjoy being out there doing those things, right? Which I do. I've always been a people person. I've always been social. I think I'm selectively social these days, just I guess another byproduct of COVID.
Right.
But I feel like it's really being out there, getting to know people, letting people get to know you and how genuine you are and how you are willing to go above and beyond and be resourceful. And I will tell you, I'm not looking to be at the top of the charts of any sales team or anything like that. But I genuinely want to have just like a quality business relationship, obviously, with these people that I'm out there meeting and really provide value to them. I don't want to be just another realtor or another business development, property management company, trying to offer you something that doesn't fit your needs because there's 1,000 people that do what I do. Yeah. But none of them are me. None of them have the resourcefulness, the heart behind it, the passion. I feel like I am myself, and if I'm not for everybody, just like I'm sure a lot of people are. So there's one driving principle that has always stayed with me since I started in real estate is people do business with people they like. Yep. So as long as people find you likable, you're honest, there's a good communication between the two, you can work together with, anybody. But obviously there's a likability factor. So, that's what it is. You either have it or you don't. And some people mesh well, like us. Yeah. The moment we met, I think we've talked every single day since we met. But I can't explain it. But it's been really sweet. Yeah. And I don't have that with everybody. But for the most part, I have a good working relationship with people. I hit it off, and some people we just click. Right. So that's kind of like the chemistry that I look for in people when we meet. What can I do for you? Yeah. That's always been something that since I was very little, I've always been the what can I do for you? How can I come for you? How can I make your day better kind of person? So that's just natural. I think like you said, the minute I met you, I was like, mine. Like, I'm going to keep her. And it's been awesome. I think we've talked about a wide range of things, personal and business. I like working with you on the business side. I think things flow. They're super easy. They work the way that they're supposed to on the personal side as well. So me and you have gotten pretty intimate about certain things, recently and that go on within your life and that I've experienced as well. So we're going to jump into that, right? The personal side of our relationship. I'm shaking.
So this is It's a conversation that we both discussed doesn't happen enough. I don't think it's on enough platforms. I don't think, and I'm actually going to just let you lead the way on this, but the question that I would have for you is, fertility is something many women carry quietly. Obviously, there's hope, there's timing, there's pressure, and sometimes even fear, all wrapped into one. Can you share with what this journey has looked like for you emotionally and mentally?
Oof. I don't even know where to begin. We've been at this for almost 5 years now.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I see other people talk about it so freely.
Yeah.
And as much as I want to share, I don't know why I've always had that reservation to openly share my perspective about it.
Okay.
And not because of me, because I'm usually an open book, mostly because of my husband and he's had a history with it too.
Right.
But I just felt recently, as you know, I suffered a miscarriage at 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And most of my family didn't know I was pregnant. Because it's one of those things you're not supposed to tell anybody until your first trimester. There's all these rules, unwritten rules. I don't know who made them, but I don't necessarily agree with them. And I think I understood the whole, you don't tell people until a certain amount of time, until my miscarriage was happening. And then I was like, I'm on an island.
Yeah.
I think I told a handful of people and sorry.
Yeah.
And then at that moment, it's like, who do you talk to? Because nobody knows, so you're not going to come to them with the news.
Right.
By the way, I was pregnant and I'm having a miscarriage, so.
Yeah, with both.
It's one of those topics that I feel like there's some shame attached to it. And maybe that's why women don't talk about it as much. Yeah. But we should. And it shouldn't be taboo. It's life. It happens. And it's so common.
Right.
But thank you. But I just feel that we should be more open about talking about this. It's a very weird process, emotionally, physically. And then you just kind of have to shove it all under a rug and go back to the world as if nothing happened.
Right. Yeah.
And to this day, now, you know what? The first week I was fine. I was home in pajamas all week. I didn't have to face the world. I didn't have to talk about it. I could just be numb with my emotions. And the moment I started coming out of my house, talking to people, socializing, going to work, is when I've been the emotions are coming out and I can't even control them. And I thought I was fine until I stepped outside of my house.
Yeah.
So then that's when I started realizing that's, it's not that easy to process. It's not something that you can just switch off and go back to the world as if you're fine, because there's already so much going on inside of you. Hormones are flipping back to, before, and, just you're having flashbacks, and then you're like, I can't eat that. Oh, yeah, wait, I'm not pregnant anymore. Yes, I can. Yeah. So there's all these things that
remind you.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And while that was happening, I talked to you about it as I was in the hospital, I remember. Yeah. And I was just like, God, this sucks. This really, really sucks. And then I started doing my research, and a certain, there's it's an extremely high percentage that this happens to. So it's not like 1 out of 500. No,
it's so common. It's crazy. I remember I sent you the TED Talk that I had seen. I didn't even know. So I, as you know, experienced a miscarriage as well, but very different story, right? I wasn't trying, at the time. I didn't tell really anyone. I didn't even tell. I think I told my husband I was both pregnant and having a miscarriage at the same time, because it was that early on. And it's weird because and we've talked about this, right? Even though our partners are very supportive, again, both of our partners had very different situations and histories with it. There's never a way for them to truly understand what it is that we're going through internally. We don't even understand it, right? Mm-hmm. The biology inside of us is, it's like warfare, and then it's fighting our mind, and then it's fighting our ability to function the way that we're accustomed to functioning, which is we're very high functioning, right, within our business and our family, etc. So it's hard. It's super hard, which is why I was really grateful that you reached out. That it's difficult to, even when you first meet someone, even if they, have dealt with the same situation, I think it is really hard to be open, which is why people don't talk about it in general to begin with. So that you trusted me with that, that meant a lot. I feel like that opened up our relationship quite a bit. And I agreed with you, no one talks about it. Nobody touches on the subject. And I think that's why women can feel really isolated when they go through something like that. So thank you so much, for opening up,
Yeah.
for sharing, for, whoever hears it or needs to hear it, right? Business owner, wife, etc. Like, a lot of women go through it. More people should talk about how they're feeling about it. And we hope to just continue to facilitate platforms where like we can have these open discussions about it.
Yeah, and then I think this is the thing I shared with you, where somebody shared their experience on how they were going through a miscarriage, and
Right.
they were like, the woman who wrote it was saying, I didn't get to celebrate it. I didn't get to tell my family and celebrate it with them and enjoy the little moments and the milestones. And here I am mourning the loss. So guess what? My thing is celebrate it. From the moment you find out, tell whoever you want, celebrate it. Even whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. You can't, it's just, that's the destiny, right? I believe in that wholeheartedly. Celebrate each win, each milestone, each moment, and just, take it with a grain of salt, because you're losing something that you never even got to celebrate. And that's just a heartbreak in itself.
Yeah. I agree, as you know. It's hard to go on to different subjects, right? When you talk about something like
please do. Let's pivot.
But let's jump out. So, for the woman who is building her career, showing up every day, but silently wondering when or if her time for motherhood will come, what would you want her to hear right now?
I've thought about this I didn't even know you were going to ask me that. But one thing that I will reiterate, and I probably should be more vocal about it, probably will be from now on, freeze your eggs. If you're 20 to 35, you're out there traveling the world, enjoying life, keep doing that. But please look into freezing your eggs. I wish somebody had this conversation with me when I was in my 20s, at any point, even 10 years ago.
Right.
By the time I got around to researching it, I think I was in my mid-30s or like 35. Mm-hmm. And they told me, well, the consensus was you can, but your eggs are old. And as you thaw them out in the future, there's a chance they might not survive. So you might as well just try IVF or try naturally. And I was like, well, thanks. Doomsday.
Yeah.
But I know that
wow.
That kind of news, it really depends on the person who gives it.
Right.
There are people who are very progressive in the medicine world that can tell you, hey, it doesn't matter. If you're still having a period every month, you can still get pregnant. And then there are people that are like, well, in your 40s, they give you all the statistics.
That's crazy to me. Like, because my little sister's 10 years younger than me. And I talked to you about this. My mom had my little sister 26 years ago at 42 years old.
That's amazing.
So, granted, it was her fourth child, but I grew
doesn't
up.
change the fact that
I have
42.
time. Yeah, I have time. So, and I didn't know. For me, and I feel like now especially, women do have children later in life, than they did before.
Absolutely.
So I thought I had all the time in the world, and so to come to find out when you actually go to do it, and then that's like a hard thing to digest, I guess, the way that they delivered it.
Yeah, they drop all these stats at you, all these numbers and all these things that can go wrong, and then they just try to softly pivot into, but we'll take your money and we'll give it a try. Okay, thanks.
And
that's very comforting.
Very, very expensive, because
it's very expensive. Hence why I've been very hesitant to try IVF, because there's no guarantee.
Right.
There's no guarantee that it's gonna be a success. So then you're out what, $20,000-$30,000? I don't know if I'm a gambler like that. No. No. So, but I'll tell you this, I'm full of hope. I am 43, so that's full disclaimer, 43 years old, been trying for 5 years, and it hasn't happened, and now it did. So what does that tell me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something's changing in there, so I'm hopeful.
Okay.
Am I going to get my hopes up? No, I'm not going to go back to doing all this testing and stuff that I was doing before, because that's no way to live.
Right.
I'm just going to do what I've been doing the last 5 months.
This one happened naturally.
Yes.
So
without expecting, without even thinking about it, it was just like, what? Where did this come from? So, but for the young girls out there, that's my advice.
Right.
Freeze your eggs. Have fun. Freeze your eggs so that it's something that you don't have to worry about later in life, or make a hasty decision and just
pick.
Some of the things I read nowadays is girls going out and to a fertility bank and to a sperm bank and just getting some donor sperm and being single moms, choosing to be single moms from the get-go. Right. Why? Give yourself the opportunity to have a family. I mean, I guess, to each its own, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah. That's fair. And then, like and to that, I'll play devil's advocate. You are fortunate enough to be in a happily, you met the right person.
I did.
I feel like some people, they just haven't, and it's come to that time and they feel like society again, like they're pressured to like, I have to do this now. Point in case freezing your eggs gets you out of that, rock.
Exactly. So, yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Let's see. I think we're going to get into rapid fire on this one.
Oh, rapid fire. Wow. Wait, I need my cafecito for this. Oh, now it's cold.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So this is quick questions, right? Don't think too hard about it. Let's do... What's the first thing that you should focus on? This is advice for a 30-year-old starting her dream, right? What's the first thing she should focus on? Money, networking, or skills?
Networking.
Yeah.
I would say networking.
It's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
So as far as skills go, so something I learned is along the way when you're applying for jobs and, you will learn the jobs and the skills related to that job. Network. I can tell you that half of the things I've accomplished in my professional life have had to do with contacts, people that I've met, college, jobs, all just along the way.
Right.
Network. Get out there and network and work your network.
And you live by that because you are the reason that we have actually connected with a couple large networking groups within Miami.
That's right.
Really.
And Alexandra.
And yes, and my production manager, which is amazing. Shout out Socially Maps. But yes, I've met, we've gotten some of our biggest projects, biggest partnerships with agencies from
amazing
what you sent us that one day. Like, hey, you should be here tomorrow. We made it happen. So I would wholeheartedly agree with that. Who do you like more, me or Jose?
You? Was that even a question? Jose is so military. It's like, I don't know. We got to do this. We got to do that. And I'm like, hi. Hey, how's it going?
That's hilarious. Love that. Okay. If you weren't in real estate, what would you be doing?
Oh, I would be doing this.
Yeah, I think we talked about it walking.
So before, well, actually, it's a toss up, right? So when I started college, way before real estate, I started as a journalism major at Miami-Dade College. Even before that, in high school, I was part of the TV production crew at Barbara Goldman, class of 2000. Hi. And that was like my passion all my life is journalism, TV production. And I even interned at NBC while I was in college. I switched my major just because as a journalism major here, you don't break into a market like Miami. So I said, I'm not moving to Huntsville, Alabama. There's no way that's happening. So what's the next track in this field? So it was advertising. So I switched to advertising. It was a growing field at that moment. There was so much money being made.
Right.
So I said, all right, this sounds cool. This makes sense. And it was journalism adjacent.
Okay.
So it was cool. Kept me in the industry, and I graduated. I worked for a local TV station. This was after, the whole meltdown of the real estate market.
Okay.
I did the corporate thing for a while. So I think I could have continued if I maybe didn't have that experience in corporate America. That kind of killed the dream for me. But during college, I was also a makeup artist. I worked at MAC. I was at the MAC counter.
That makes perfect sense. You're always 10 out of 10.
And quick too, because you had to be quick.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of that. And even after college, I built up a clientele at the MAC counter.
Okay.
So I would have clients call me, come for this wedding, quinces, prom. To this day, sometimes people call me.
You had your corporate America, but you've always had your side hustle too.
Always.
Multiple
streams of it. Yes. I've never had just one income. I don't know what that feels like.
Right.
No, I feel like that's scary.
This is something we talked about on the last one, and I think you kind of mentioned it or indicated that it's something you've done as well. Talk about the businesses that you've done throughout your life, that you've tried, or if it's just you, if it's you and your husband. Just go ahead and take free reign on that.
So I was a freelance makeup artist.
Okay.
And it was good. I did that for a long time, several years while I was in college. I did a lot of parties, a lot of weddings. I saw a lot of things and saw a lot of conversations of people that probably shouldn't be getting married. The BTS stuff. What else? I started, even before all of that, I started as a Mary Kay consultant. That's where I learned the building blocks of sales. But let me tell you that I have taken some things from that experience that have stayed with me till today. Okay. Like, first of all, you look the part, you dress the part, you dress for the position that you want, not the position that you're in. Mm-hmm. Just so many things that I learned in the Mary Kay from the women that I worked with that I still hold dear, dear to my heart, close to my heart every day.
You're so close to. Are you still close to some of those women or no?
There's one that I still have a relationship with. That's about it.
Okay.
But it was a great community of women, like strong women. That was the first experience of that kind for me. So that was nice. So makeup artist, Mary Kay consultant. I tried to get into selling life insurance, but it's so boring. It's so not me.
I hear there's a lot of money in it, but I can't imagine.
I cannot. I tried to do the Herbalife thing. Again, not for me. I have to really believe in what I am selling and what, in the product. And I don't ever stay with one, like, fad diet for too long. Not that that's a fad diet, but, you're kind of always switching it up.
Right.
That's about it as far as businesses go. But as far as jobs, I worked in banking. I worked in TV production. I think one of my favorites was really producing a show.
You produced your own show?
Not my own show. I was one of the associate producers. It was one of those shopping shows on Univision.
Also on.
We did one season. It was so much fun, but it was 12-hour days.
Oh wow.
Yeah, production life is long days.
Yeah.
Very long days. And the cool thing is that there is no structure. Like, you're just figuring it out as you go along. Everybody is. But it was a cool job. So cool.
That makes sense. If I'm thinking about my poor production manager that I talk to every day and spend hours with, and I imagine she has more clients than me. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. Imagine, and she's being pulled in different directions with different clients. Yes, 100%.
That's wild. I think I'm gonna give you the floor. Do you have any questions for me?
Who's your favorite realtor? I'm just kidding. I know your best friend's a realtor.
That was a hard one. Had I not known her, you absolutely would be you. 1,000%. Yeah. I talked to you more than her. And that relationship, Jose did a lot of business with her first. Mm-hmm. And we're now recently getting closer, but like me and you are actually, I would say, a bit closer than
really
at this point. Yeah.
Oh wow.
At this point, yeah.
Not competing. I'm just saying. What is it like balancing motherhood with owning a business, being a wife, staying fit? Because I've seen you working out, and that's serious business. How do you do it all? What does your schedule look like? When do you start your day?
I think I want to say that having a schedule, it doesn't. You should, to be the most successful at it. Every day looks completely different. So like, I haven't managed the part of having a set schedule. I get thrown in a million different directions. It is exhilarating though. I feel the most powerful I've ever felt in my entire life right now, with the most that I have to do, with the most responsibility, with the most important people in my life. And I think that's basically what it's all about, right? Having the right family, having the right business that you want to be a part of, caring about your health, right? And your longevity, not just I want to look good, but I want to be around for my daughter for however long I can be.
Yeah.
So I'm I think I'm the happiest I think I've ever been at this very moment. And I only see it getting better, even though I am the busiest and most, responsible for the most things I've ever had to be responsible for. That helps.
Wow, yeah, it sounds like a lot, but you seem to juggle everything so smoothly, and it seems like you're very organized.
I'm very organized. Yes, I like my things the way I like my things. You seem extremely organized.
I am
as well.
organized.
Yeah, I think we're very, very similar, which is why we...
When is your birthday, by the way?
October 9th.
Oh my, no wonder.
Why?
October 13th.
Oh. We've never talked about this. That's hilarious.
No, there you go. That funny. Answers a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Now things just make a lot of sense.
That's an aha moment.
Yes, it is.
My sister
that's funny.
Is October 18th also.
Another Libra. Oh, your poor parents. They had two judges in their household.
I feel like we were the good ones.
Oh, really?
I feel like the least to worry. That's not true.
Libras always think that we're the least to worry about. In hindsight, yes. I have two older brothers. My oldest brother was like the black sheep.
Yeah.
Middle child, just a saint, nice kid, didn't cause any trouble. Mm-hmm. And I'm just the one that I played both sides. I'm like, I could be good, but I didn't keep my mouth shut. So
that is like spot on. Yeah. My mom used to say, she's like, the words that you use is like you put a knife in and twist. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's
like later
that's
in
accurate.
life. Like really, I've always been very vocal. I've just learned how to express myself in a way that doesn't like hurt feelings.
Same.
As it should be.
That whole trend of we listen and we don't judge. I can't.
I do both. And
hard.
It's written on I've worked on facial structures too. Because that's just more Botox to
Botox helps, yes.
I forgot who told me that. That's my production manager. She's like, I asked if Botox was a write-off because people be saying some
I
things.
need it in order
and
to
I can't
bluff.
be able to, to make the facial expressions I want to. All right. So, I mean, this has been an absolute pleasure.
Likewise.
Love working with you.
Likewise.
I see our little twin flame
Yes.
growing from here.
Yes.
But
Amen.
that's it. I know your story is, I don't have to reach me. Your story is extremely powerful. Since the day that I've met you, I kind of look up to you. Like you can walk in a room, you look beautiful, you demand attention, you have your businesses. Like I dress up a little bit more when you're around. I want to hold myself, a certain way when you're around. And I'm sure that everyone feels that way.
Thank you.
So another thing that I would say is a huge blessing and being within this industry is that I'm starting to meet some really great people. I would say you are amongst the top of the people that I've met along the way, and I'm really excited to see where your journey goes as far as your business, as far as your your motherhood, if that's in the cards for you, which I believe that it is, truly. And hopefully have our little kids play together and
Be
have little
BFFs.
barbecues. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my
but
gosh.
No, so I'm just excited and happy to have you here. And that's it.
It's going to be an exciting 2026, right?
I think so.
Wow.
It's been a crazy start, I feel.
Wow, and we're only one quarter in.
Exactly.
Wow, amazing. All right, here's to 2026. Cheers.
Oh,
We need more cafecito, please.
2026. Cheers. Thank you so much for joining Everything Between. We'll see you on the next one.